In this video, we will be balancing a given chemical equation. So whenever you are given a chemical equation and you want to balance it, the first step is write down the given chemical equation. Next, prepare a table and count the number of atoms of every element in the given chemical equation on the LHS and the RHS. So we will make a table and we will count the number of atoms of every element. We'll start with the first one, that is hydrogen in our chemical equation. So hydrogen, next one is nitrogen, then we have oxygen, and finally we have calcium in our chemical equation. Now let us count the atoms on left hand side and the right hand side. For hydrogen, we have one hydrogen here and we have hydrogen taken twice here, which gives us 2 of hydrogen. So 1 plus 2. We have 3 hydrogen atoms on the LHS, and on the RHS we have 2 hydrogen atoms. So let's write 2. Now nitrogen, we have 1 on the LHS and we have nitrogen taken twice on the RHS. So 1 on the LHS and 2 on the RHS. Now let's count oxygen. We have O3 here, which gives us 3 of oxygen, and we have oxygen taken twice, which gives us 2. So 3 plus 2, we get 5 of oxygen on the LHS. Then we have O3 taken twice, which gives us 6 of oxygen, and we have 1 oxygen here in H2O. So 6 plus 1, we get 7. So we have 7 of oxygen on the RHS. Now calcium, we have 1 atom both on LHS and RHS for calcium. So we'll write 1 and 1. Now let us see if this equation is balanced in terms of our elements. For hydrogen, it is not balanced because we have 3 on LHS and 2 on RHS, so it is not balanced. Nitrogen, again not balanced. Oxygen, we have 5 on the LHS, 7 on the RHS, not balanced. Calcium is balanced. Now we want to balance our equation. So whenever you have to decide for which element you have to start balancing your equation with, always remember that you have to balance hydrogen and oxygen in the last. Always balance oxygen and hydrogen in the last. Always balance oxygen and hydrogen in the last. Okay, so if we leave oxygen and hydrogen for the last, we are left with nitrogen. So let's start balancing our equation for nitrogen. See, we have one nitrogen on the left and 2 on the right. So if we multiply this 1 by 2, we can balance our equation. So for that, always remember, you cannot simply add 2 nitrogens like this. You cannot make HN2O3 because it will change the formula for nitric acid. This HNO3 is nitric acid. So always remember that it is a good practice to make boxes around your molecules. So what we will do is, we will make boxes around our molecules. So we cannot change anything inside these boxes. So the structure of molecule cannot be changed, but you can take multiple molecules. You can multiply them by any integer in order to balance the reaction, the equation. Now let me quickly copy this. Now, since we will be multiplying the nitrogen molecule by 2, let us write 2 here. Now after this, let us see what happens to our number of atoms on both sides. Let's count the atoms once again. We have hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen and calcium. So hydrogen on the left hand side, we have twice of hydrogen, so take 2 hydrogen, and again we have hydrogen taken twice here, so 2 plus 2 we get 4. So on the LHS we have 4 of hydrogen atoms. On the RHS we have only 2 hydrogen atoms, so let's write 2 here. Now for nitrogen we have nitrogen taken twice here, so let's write 2 nitrogen on the LHS, and we have nitrogen taken twice on the right hand side also, so let's write 2 here. So again nitrogen is balanced now. Oxygen, we have O3 taken twice, so this gives us 6 of oxygen, and we have oxygen taken twice, which gives us 2 of oxygen. 6 plus 2, 8. So on LHS we have 8 oxygen. Here O3 is taken twice, which gives us 6, and in oxygen we have 1. In water molecule we have 1 oxygen. So this gives us 6 plus 1, 7. So calcium, we have 1 calcium on both sides, so we'll write 1 and 1. Now you can see calcium and nitrogen are balanced. The remaining elements are hydrogen and oxygen. Now you can choose any one of these two. Let's choose and let's select hydrogen. So let us copy this equation and try to balance it for hydrogen. Okay, so if we want to balance this equation for hydrogen, what we need to do is to multiply this with 2. So these 2 hydrogen are in this water molecule, so we will multiply this water molecule by 2. So we need to write 2 here. So we will multiply this by 2. Now we will copy our table again, and let's count the number of atoms of every element now. So let's have a count again. We have hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen and calcium. So let's count for hydrogen. We have hydrogen taken twice, so 2 of hydrogen. We have hydrogen taken twice here also, so 2 again. 2 plus 2, 4. So we have 4 of hydrogen. On the right hand side we have H2 taken 2 times, which gives us 4. So hydrogen is also balanced now. Nitrogen, we have nitrogen taken twice, so 2 of nitrogen on LHS, and we have nitrogen taken twice also on the right hand side, so twice 2 of nitrogen atoms. Now next is oxygen. We have O3 taken twice, which gives us 6 of oxygen. We have O taken twice, which gives us 2 of oxygen. 6 plus 2 is 8. So let's write 8 here on the LHS. On RHS, O3 is twice, which is 6. And we have oxygen taken twice, which is 2. So 6 plus 2 is again 8 on the right hand side. So our nitrogen and oxygen are also balanced. Calcium is once on the LHS and once on the RHS. So in this way, our equation is completely balanced now. So we can write our balanced equation as 2 HNO3, two molecules of nitric acid, plus CaOH, calcium hydroxide, CaOH2, which gives us CaNO3, calcium nitrate, plus 2 molecules of H2O. This is our balanced equation.